Hi, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I want to share some tips and tricks for doing a story time. I've been doing story times probably for over 16 years now, and I have to say I still learn something new every day. There's always things that you can learn and change up your story time, add something new to it, a new element. First, I wanted to share actually setting up your storytime space. Maybe having a sign where you list your rules for your room, what you expect out of the caregivers and the kids, so they're aware. And that's something you can also share at the beginning of like a storytime session or something. Let's see what else in your room. If you have a family story time, that's what I do at our library. So my story time is basically for 0 to 6 years of age. So there's a wide variety of development with the kids, and you may want some quiet toys or activities to keep younger ones engaged. They may wander around the space a bit if they aren't sitting with their caregiver directly. So it's something to keep them busy or occupied during the story time or while listening to the stories. What I have are stuffed animals or cuddle buddies. I have a wide variety. A lot of them came from my kids. They were former members of our family that are now at the library. Other ones I've bought specifically for story time, and it just gives the kid someone to sit with while they're listening to the stories. Some places also use carpet squares. You might even be able to get carpet squares free from carpet retailers. It doesn't hurt to ask them. But that's where they would come in and grab a carpet square, and then they'll sit down on the carpet square while they're listening to the stories. That helps giving them a space to sit and occupy. And if you prefer kids just staying in their area, that is a good tool to use. Next, planning a story time. We do story times pretty much all year long. And I take some time off usually at the end of May to get ready for summer reading, and then at the end of summer in like August or September to get ready for fall programming. You may want to pick a theme. A lot of people don't like themes. I like using themes for my story times. It helps me in planning because then I can do a unicorn story time, and I'll find my unicorn books, and I'll find some songs maybe, or finger plays or felt board stories to go along with that, and then an activity or a craft to include. That's something else. You may decide, do you want to do activities or crafts, or do you not want to? You don't need to. I remember when I was a little kid attending story times, and in fact when I was 16 I was doing story times at our local library, and we just had coloring sheets. We would copy off a page from the book that we read and color that so the kids could take it home. So it can be something very simple. To go back to the themes though, I make a list of them at the beginning of a season, and that way the caregivers know what the theme is going to be in case they want to check out books or materials beforehand to prepare their child for the theme of that day. Selecting appropriate titles, it depends on your audience, so know your audience. I found that with the groups that I have, short rhyming stories tend to go better than longer stories. Sometimes they're in the mood to sit there and listen. So I may only read 3 stories for a story time, but I'll pick out 5 books to have on hand of varying lengths depending on how the kids are that day. If they'll sit there and listen to stories, I'll just sit there and read all 5, and we'll do a little song or something at the end before our activity or craft. something that's you enjoy though, something that's, you know, age appropriate, of course. And if it's interactive, that's always good to get to engage the kids. Make sure while you're reading to stop, ask questions, point out different things in the book, get questions from the kids before you continue reading. Let's see, songs. I like music, but I cannot sing very well. The one thing I do want to say though, kids don't care if you can carry a tune or not. A lot of the times they're off key too, so you can all be off key together. But if you're very uncomfortable singing a song or with the group, find a CD. Two of my favorite songs that I like are Lori Berkner's The Goldfish Song, and also Greg and Steve's The Beanie Bag Dance. And for the Beanie Bag Dance, it's a nice active song, and I use Thai Beanie Babies. They're nice and soft. They're not like the hard canvas bags filled with beans. So if you get hit with like a plush kitty, it doesn't hurt as bad as if it was a canvas bag. So that's just a little tip, and you can get them cheap now, used, or some of your friends or family may have some that they could donate. Let's see. Age appropriate activities. There's tons of things on Pinterest. I've said in previous videos, I do not believe in reinventing the wheel. Scan through Pinterest, ask your friends, do searches on the internet and see what other activities and things are out there surrounding your theme or what you want to do for that day in story time. And then give it your own twist, make it your own that suits your community members. You know, each group, I'm in a library system with 13 other libraries, and I would say that all 13 of us do story times differently. So keep that in mind. Okay, lastly, decide whether or not you want a thing. Excuse me. Some of our library staff like using like a mailbox that they open up at the beginning of the story time, and oh, what's inside, and that will like announce the theme for the session. Some use puppets. I can't use puppets. I have a puppet. It's a pink monster named Sally, and I love her. I've had her for over a decade, and I just have not successfully found a way to use her throughout story time. I'm just not a puppet person. Some use like fairy dust or reading dust, and they sprinkle it to help the kids get ready for story time and relax and sit down. So see, you know, find your thing. Find your thing. My thing is, our story time usually starts at 10:30. We still have families coming in till about 10:40. So I don't do like a normal welcoming, like or a beginning song like open, shut them, open, shut them. I did that backwards. Instead, I'll start with active songs like Shake Your Sillies Out and things to get the kids ready for story time. And then when everyone's there and sitting down and ready, then I do my welcome with everyone. So there's just a few tips. If you have any of your own, please share them in the comments section below. And thanks for watching.